I think we can all agree that the hardest part about real estate wholesaling is finding people that want to sell their house at a discount, right? We can manage through everything else. Can we drive for dollars? Yeah. Can we make phone calls? Yeah. Can we get a website if we want a website or whatever? Yeah. But the hardest part is finding somebody that will sell because there's so many other people out there doing it, right? There's realtors trying to get people to list their house, there's other wholesalers, there's investors, right? So timing's got to be right. You got to get to the person when they're ready to sell, and then you have to be good at negotiating and building rapport and all those things. So for somebody brand new, it's really tough. It's really tough to get over all those hurdles, right? So let's talk about how you can make money in wholesaling without ever talking to a seller, without ever having to calculate ARV or maximum allowable offer or check out comps or any of that. How can you make money as somebody brand new? How can you make money and not do any of that? Okay. And the key is just to focus on buyers. Just spend your days building a cash buyers list. Now, you can use software to do it. You can go into Facebook groups and do it. You can get it through public records. I just did a video that I'll link in the description, but I just did a video that talks about like 25 ways to build your cash buyers list. All right. So no sellers. Don't focus on it all. Never talk to a seller and build a buyer's list. Now, how can that make you money? How does building a buyer's list help you make a dime? Well, let's talk about a couple ways. One, you can JV. All right. If you have a huge, massive, really good, really laid out buyer's list, then you can go into the Facebook groups, you can go to the RIA meetings, you can meet other wholesalers, start building a list of wholesalers, and just let all of them know that you have a massive house hungry list of investors. And if they want you to send their properties to your investors, you'll certainly do it as a JV deal. And they split the money with you. Right? Then you build up an army of other wholesalers that are cold calling, they're driving for dollars, they're sending mail, they're doing all these things, and then you split the deal with them. You've built your list. Now you utilize your list to make money. Okay? And you say, why, David, would they do that? Why don't they just build their own list? And my answer to that is, I don't freaking know why, but they don't. Because everybody always goes out and does the driving for dollars and the cold call and all that, but never put effort into building the cash buyers list. So then when they get something under contract, they put it on Craigslist or they put it in Facebook Marketplace and they scramble all around and don't know how to market it. But if you have a list, right, they might be in a Facebook group and there might be, let's say they're in a group and there's, let's say there's 50 buyers in there in the Facebook group. Well, one, buyers aren't always in Facebook groups, right? So they might not ever see it. The buyer for that property could just not be in that group at all. It could be just a different buyer that buys in that area or that kind of house or whatever. So if you have a list broken down by like zip code or city or property type or all of those things, and you can go in and somebody, a wholesaler's got a deal and it's only a 2-bedroom, and most investors don't like 2-bedroom properties, but it's a 2-bedroom in a weird part of town, that maybe doesn't fit all the boxes of the typical investor. But you have a list of all the investors and you know who's buying over on that side of town and you know who's buying 2-bedroom properties. Boom, you've got it sold, right? So there's so much power in building a buyer's list. Now that aside, JV deals aside, and that's a lot of money, right? You can make a lot of money just off that. But let's talk about something else. there are a lot of investors, good chance, there are a lot of investors in your market that aren't don't live in your market. They buy properties there, but they live somewhere else. They're either out of state or a lot of times out of the country. All right. So when I started in this business, I was rehabbing houses for investors that were turning around and selling the properties when I was done rehabbing them. But I noticed that I was in the Detroit at the time, and I noticed there were a lot of investors buying properties that lived overseas that were buying in the Detroit market that were having a lot of problems with property management companies. Their houses were getting broken into, and all these things were going on. And I had an idea, and I thought, if I had a little property inspection company, not like the kind of inspection you get when when you buy a new house and you have the inspector go through everything and climb up on the roof and in the attic and all that. But if I had a little inspection company that just did like a basic property condition report, like, yeah, the roof looks good, the gutters are there, the furnace is there, the hot water tank's there, electrical's missing, right? And just go through like some basics, not an in-depth report. And I specify this isn't a full-blown inspection. It's just a visual property condition report. All right. But I would do that. And then I would make videos and I would do pictures and I would meet contractors for them. And I would do all these things. Right. And my minimum charge to go to a property just to do a video was $100. And then if they wanted pictures, it went up to like, 100 and a quarter. If they wanted me to go back and do different things, I charged more, right? But I built this little boots on the ground business and there was nobody else doing it. This was something that I thought, there's a need here. Okay. So if you had a big buyers list and you knew that 37% of them weren't in town, they lived in another state or another country, then you can start promoting services like this, right? Do you need somebody to go out and look at a property for you, to take pictures for you, to take a video for you? Before you buy the house, do you want to know what the neighborhood looks like? Do you want me to drive around and take a video of the neighborhood, right? All these different things. So let's imagine for a minute you don't have a car to get around and do all this stuff, or you've got kids at home or whatever the case, and you can't just go drive around taking videos. You can hire somebody really cheap to go do it for you, right? You could hire somebody to go take a video of a property for probably $30 and then sell it for $130 to an investor that's out of country, because it's a whole lot cheaper than him flying over here or her flying over here and going to look at the property themselves. Or they might give you a list of 5 to go look at before they buy them. So you can build your own boots on the ground business utilizing that cash buyers list. Now, on top of that, you could promote other things. You could promote security companies that secure vacant properties. You could promote a title company. You can do right? So you see what I'm saying? It's really kind of endless. You just have to sit down and think, what do these people want? They want houses, right? First and foremost, they want wholesale deals, but they also need property inspections. They need contractors. They need title companies. They need, right? It goes on and on. So really think about, if you're struggling, really think about just building a cash buyers list and profiting off that, and never even calling on a motivated seller or a property owner, right? Now, don't go around begging for scraps like, oh, please sell me your house, whatever. Do something different, right? Build a list. Build a boots on the ground business. All right, I'll show you something real quick. First up, I did a video on this the other day. This is a CRM that integrates into your Gmail. And 2 things I love about it. One, it integrates in your Gmail, right? And so I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right. So I'm going to go to Gmail real quick, and I'm going to hop over to the account that I have it installed on because I get too many emails, right? And you can see it's right here in my Gmail sidebar, right? Here's a dashboard for it. And I can put companies in here. I can build out pipelines. I can put, here's my contacts, right? So this could be, and these are just like sample stuff that's in there, but this could be all investors. You could have, you can sort views and you can tag them, right? So you could tag it wholesalers, investors, title companies, contractors, electrical contractors, roofing contractors, security companies, whatever, and just be the go-to person in your area for JVing deals, for inspecting properties, for taking pictures of properties, for all that. And if you can't get out and do it yourself, find somebody that will run and take pictures and video for you. And just flip them, 25% of whatever you're charging, right? And then they get the pictures and they get the video, and then you put it in a Google Drive folder. I used to put the video as unlisted on YouTube, and I'd send them the link to it, however you want to deliver it to them. Boom. And then PayPal or Cash App, right? Send me the money. I had a PayPal account. Here's a PayPal invoice, pay my invoice, and I'll send you the link to everything, right? But this is really cool. This is a cool CRM, and it starts at $30. $30 is everything you need. All right, well, I'll hop into pricing here. $30 if you do it monthly. If you do it annually, it's cheaper. But $30, and it gives it everything you need to start building a massive list. And again, if you don't have the $30, do it on Excel spreadsheet, right? This is just if you have the $30. All right, second thing I want to show you. Here's the boots on the ground business and I built this template for people that wanted to start a boots on the ground business, right? So I have a website template that I sell. Looks like this. Let's see it live. If I still have it set up right here, right? So I sell you this template, right? You can change these pictures and say, hey, this is who I do inspections for. This is the services I offer. And you can change these to read whatever you want, right? And a fully laid out website here. Schedule an inspection. I think I had a calendar in here. It might not be there. See, my calendar's not there anymore. I got to fix that. But, you can put a video in here. You can put your calendar in here so they can schedule it. And I had this set up to where when they scheduled, it was connected to my Stripe, and they would just go ahead and pay when they scheduled it. So you can do that. On my YouTube channel, so hop over to YouTube real quick. I did, I just made this video here on cash buyer list secrets, right? If you need 25 top strategies and tools to build a cash buyer list, that's why you build a cash buyer list. That's how you make money in wholesaling without going and trying to track down motivated sellers. Okay. I had somebody send out an email yesterday. Somebody said, hey, I don't have a car right now. Can't get around to do this. And I thought, you know what? This is what they should be doing. This is what they should be doing. And I really believe in my heart that everybody that watches this video, everybody on my email list needs to do this. Because you can, even if you still want to go look for motivated sellers, you go out and, drive for dollars or make phone calls all day long. But if you have a massive list of cash buyers, you can move your deals a lot more quickly and efficiently. But two, you're the go-to person for every other wholesaler in your market, right? And then on top of that, all the buyers on your list, you can provide them other things of value other than, hey, sign up as a buyer on my list and never hear from me again, right? Because that's what most people do. right? Because most people build a buyer's list. If they're actively wholesaling, you build a buyer's list, and then they end up giving the deals, sending the deals to, 4 or 5 different investors and never ever talk to the rest of them again. So what if you had a list of 300 or 500 investors in your market, and you can send them deals? You can send them your deals. You can send them somebody else's deals. You can send them boots on the ground business products, right? I can go do video, do picture, do a property condition report. Do you need a security company? Do you need contracts? Do you need all this? And make money off that list if you're finding deals yourself or not. All right. One other thing I didn't point out about NetHunt is in your email here, you can send email campaigns, right? And so you can set this up to where you can go in and say, hey, I'm going to send a new campaign, and I want to send it to all my, I've got it tagged out of state investors. Your out of state investors, and send them an email. Hey, did you know about my boots on the ground business? Hey, do you have a contractor going to a property? Would you feel better if somebody met them over there? Let me be your eyes and ears on the ground in Tampa, in Miami, in Jacksonville, in Detroit, in St. Louis, and wherever, right? And not only are you making money when you find a wholesale deal, you're making money in a dozen other ways. Okay. So just wanted to run that by you. I'm going to link to everything in the description of this video, to the boots on the ground stuff, to the CRM, to the video I mentioned, all of it. If you go down in the description, it's all right there for you. Comment on this. Let me know what you think of this video. Okay. Talk to you guys soon.